Tommy was able to put the spotlight on people, especially high school athletes who don't really get the opportunity to have their stories showcased and told. And Tommy, if you were the star of the team and he interviewed you, you felt great. If you were the hero of the game and he interviewed you, you felt great. If you were the kid off the bench who came in and you just happened to be the last one off the field when he came on to do some interviews and he interviewed you, you felt great.
You know what it is. Who you got? Who you got? Who you got? Who you got?
Who you got? Who you got? Who you got? Yeah!
He brought this unique skill that so few people have, and especially in this industry. You'd be amazed at how many people are reading off of a prompter, how many people need all these cue cards, and they got to rehearse a script and do all this other stuff, and he's just like, nope, we're going to just do it. And he just did it. It was fantastic.
What you got to understand, it's showtime here at the baseball stadium. You all have a script. At the TV, we have a script. But those things can change. So you've got to be on top. Tommy might have not known that the Jackson family was going to be coming out that day. Next thing he sees me out on the field, he knows. He could watch me, and he was able just to pull it right into the script, not even knowing. He just rolls with it. That's how good he was. I don't care what sports it was, basketball, baseball, hockey, whatever. You'd ask him a question, he'd know it. Or he'd tell you. And then in the same token, Tommy always had his phone and he had his Christian music going at all times. And he was a wonderful Christian to the dear Lord.
The biggest thing for me is that I didn't really know what I was doing. I was doing stand-up and improv in Chicago. I was doing some sports entertainment stuff with some of the other Chicago teams. And then when they said, oh, and you're going to work with your Abbott to your Costello is going to be Tommy Williams. And I was like, Tommy Williams? From the Score? Because he used to work for the Score, AM 670, and he was the night guy. And so when I was driving home from doing stand-up and doing improv and all that stuff and everything, I would listen to him. And now here I am working with him. I was like, oh, this is kind of cool, So I show up, go to the press box, and there's Tommy. And Tommy treated me like I was like his best friend. Tommy was just Tommy, man. Whether he would admit it or not, he was the consummate professional. Tommy was always prepared. Tommy was always on his game. He would listen for cues and things that I would send to him. He would send them back to me. And over time, those 21 years, we got to, we knew, like, if I knew Tommy was taking a breath, that I would pick it up and be able to carry on what he was going to do from there.
We offered Tommy the job, and he was just so excited and so blessed, just thrilled. He just couldn't believe it, but he was thrilled. He loved Gary, Indiana. He was with me from day one to rebuild it back brick by brick by brick. He grew up in a beautiful subdivision, Means Manor, right by Roosevelt, and was the star of Roosevelt, and really was the star of every school around in Northwest Indiana when he walked in.
From his time in Chicago at the Score to his time, in the steel yard to his time with us at Lakeshore, he touched so many lives, and I wish he had been around to be able to see that, to see how much of an impact he had on those people around him, because I don't think he knew, I don't think we ever really know. We're just there doing the reports, we're there hosting the shows, but those are lifelong relationships and lifelong bonds that people form with us. And Tommy had so many of those.
When you do it for so long, you take it for granted. I think I did for a long time. We got to have that friendship and we got to know and talk, and then it was just like automatic. You're on autopilot, and you're in the middle of a 9-game home stretch, and you're feeding off his energy and he's feeding off your energy and everything else, and you expect that, and then you look up at the box and you're like, oh, it's not there. Okay, I gotta carry this, He was the professional, but also at the same time, he was like your best friend when you came to the ballpark. My ballpark buddy. And I hope he's enjoying what I'm doing, but trying to, because there's no way I could fill those shoes, but just being able to exude that.
Tommy made everybody feel like a superstar. I don't think I ever met anybody who didn't like Tommy. he just brought people together.
The people that notice it the most are the fans, and I guess me. You know, I'm missing my my John Belushi to my Dan Aykroyd. You know, so yeah.
Tommy will live on here forever. Forever he will be here.